What's up, y'all? It's Uncle Chrissy back again today with another episode of How to Cop. It's a series of video I'm designing to try to teach people a little bit of the ropes to help them cop manual, what sites to pay attention to, what sites to not pay attention to, and some tips and tricks, some flow to help you have a little bit more success. I started this out with the JD and Undefeated. JD and Finish Line video. Went through the ropes of their exclusive access program, how to navigate the queue, and how to save yourself a couple of clicks once you actually get into the site, start carting, and checking out. Moving on today to Undefeated. This is by far one of the best, if not the best, Shopify-based boutiques to go after for a manual user. And by and large, it's usually the only one I ever even waste my time with. So there's a few different reasons that I choose Undefeated to be my one shot. One, because they probably have the single greatest sneakers account in the world. They are Nike's golden child. They get everything from SB Dunks to Jordans to Kobe's and everything in between when it comes to Nikes, along with doing a host of their own collaborations. They get Yeezys, they get Asics collabs, they get Saucony collabs, they get every single hype shoe that there is. Undefeated is by far the GOAT in terms of the product that they receive from the different retailers and from the actual big brands themselves. So for my money, Undefeated is where it's at because, as I'm going to teach you here in the next few minutes, they actually give manual users a bit of a shot. So a couple things you want to do first and foremost is to get your account set up, get all your billing, all your shipping information logged in. And the reason that I like Undefeated the best is because they actively manually review and cancel bot orders, duplicate orders, things going to the same address. So it really, really helps to have a monitor. If you're in a cook group that shows Shopify sites, or some of them actually even have dedicated ones for Undefeated, that is going to be a big, big, big advantage in copping manual from Undefeated. So what you want to do is, first off, make sure you're paying attention to their social media sites because they drop at different times of day. Sometimes it's 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. They're on the West Coast, so obviously back that up 3 hours, and there's really no method to it. When they do their collabs, it's usually a little bit later in the day. If it's somebody else's shoe, sometimes it's 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It can be different for them. So pay attention to their social medias because they tend to give you hints and tell you flat out when those releases are going to happen. So that's step one. After that, once you know what time the shoe is going to drop, before the drop, maybe a half an hour out, get logged into your account. You have to be logged into your account in order to check out on Undefeated. So make sure you do that ahead of time. Get in that account. Don't waste time. Don't waste seconds having to do that during the drop because it can absolutely cost you sneakers. So once you're logged in, you're good to go. What you want to do is start watching that monitor. If you don't have access to a monitor, there's some good free ones out there. I definitely recommend you try to get a hold of one for Undefeated. If you can't get access to a monitor, you're going to have to be on their page on the new releases window. It can be a little bit tricky to actually search and find them because they play with the keywords to trick bots up. But if you're lucky enough to have the monitor, keep an eye out for them. So when they drop, you'll see everything start going. You'll see the sizes that are on there. So click on your size and get it added to your cart as fast as possible. Like I said, if you don't have a monitor, you're going to try to find that product page. You're just going to have to keep refreshing because a lot of times those sizes go so fast and then they go in and out. It can be hard to do if you don't have a monitor. But let's just say you do have a monitor. Like I said, there's a lot of free ones out there. They're not too hard to find. They're Discord based for sure. So hopefully you have one of those. But once you get the shoe into your cart from watching the monitor, you get it into your cart, you're going to click checkout, you're going to have to do some sort of CAPTCHA, and that'll get you into the queue. Now, getting into the queue obviously is intimidating for people because nowadays with Shopify, you'll see your product go out of stock. I don't want you to stress when you see that. Stay in the queue, stay the course. It shouldn't be more than a couple of minutes with them, but get to that checkout screen. Now, the reason you want to get to that checkout screen is because Undefeated, like I said, will manually review and cancel pairs. They'll cancel duplicate orders. They'll cancel anything that looks like a bot. So just because something is out of stock while you're in the queue doesn't mean that it's out of stock when you are actually in the checkout. And I got the video playing here. It's going to be on loop. Obviously, this video took me a lot longer to do than than it actually shows. I trimmed it up a little bit. But, like I said, don't pay attention to the queue. Get in and out. and get to that checkout screen. Now, once you get to that checkout screen, more than likely your pair is going to be out of stock. Your size isn't going to be there when you get through. What I want you to do is keep refreshing. Just get that refresh button and you're waiting for the pairs to be canceled and restocked. It happens all the time. Obviously, the more hype the release, the more strict they are going to be with cancellations and reviewing everything. If it's a bit of a shoe that they don't really care too much about, then they're obviously not that strict about it. But for a hype release, which is usually what we're talking about, you're just going to have to keep refreshing and keep refreshing and keep refreshing. If you keep an eye on your monitor, you'll see those sizes keep coming in and out of stock. They'll do small batches, maybe 3-4 sizes every couple of minutes. We'll restock, and that's what you're trying to catch. You're trying to catch that restock with your size. And once you get to that restock with your size, then you can actually get to the checkout. And from there, it's just a matter of Apple Pay. So you're pretty much just going to want to keep spamming Apple Pay. Keep spamming, keep spamming, keep spamming. And it's the same idea as what happened on the previous screen. So what you want to do is ideally catch that restock. Catch that restock, because by the time you got from the cart to the checkout, the pair probably went out of stock again. So then it's just going to be that same exact process. You can continue to watch your monitors to know when they're going in and out, and just keep spamming Apple Pay, spamming Apple Pay, spamming Apple Pay. The more and more Apple Pay spins, the better your chances are. I've found that, once it spins about 10 times, you're usually pretty good. If it spins less than 6, you usually don't have a chance. But it's just spamming. Don't do it too much, maybe every couple of seconds. Apple Pay, Apple Pay, Apple Pay, Apple Pay. Now, if you're watching your monitors and you see a stretch of 10 minutes, 15 minutes where there's no restocks, it's probably cooked. The stock's probably gone, or they just didn't care enough about that release to actually do the cancellations and follow through with it. But if it's for a big release, particularly with their collaborations, they're very, very strict. So that's why I wanted to get this video out, because they have the Humaras dropping on Saturday, and these pairs seem to have a little bit of hype behind them, in particular those olive ones. So if you follow this method, it shouldn't be too hard to hit. But like I said, refresh when you're into the cart, get to the checkout screen, and then once you're at the checkout screen, it's just a matter of spamming Apple Pay. It is. This video that you see me looping right here probably took me the better part of 45 minutes to actually make this video, just spamming, refreshing, spamming Apple Pay, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yes, that's what happens. It can take that long. I've had it take me upwards of an hour and a half to finally secure a pair, but that's not too bad considering that you're fighting against a lot of big-time botters and you're looking at one of the sites that actually gives you a chance. So I recommend giving it some practice, giving it a shot. A couple things that can help you along the way. Sometimes you'll get canceled. I've been canceled before. There's really no method to it, but I will say that having some purchase history on your account definitely helps in not getting you canceled. And sometimes you'll see that you get sent to the Shop Pay screen. Now, you don't want to go to Shop Pay because you get one shot at Shop Pay. Once you get out of stock on Shop Pay, you get sent back into the queue and you got to start all over again. By that chance, you're probably cooked. But with Apple Pay, you'll stay right there on that Apple Pay screen. So Apple Pay is the key. PayPal doesn't work for me. I find PayPal to be way too slow. I've talked to some people that say PayPal works, but Apple Pay keeps you on that payment screen where you can just keep double clicking with your thumb, easy breezy. Now, like I said with Shop Pay, you don't want to be logged in with Shop Pay, but sometimes you'll get taken to Shop Pay without your consent. And the reason that is because you logged in with Shop Pay on another website, and they can still pull that cash login for Undefeated. Maybe you logged in on Wish, on Kith, on something. You logged in somewhere along the way with Shop Pay, and that's the reason you're getting sent to there. And that's a no-no. You're not going to be able to cop with Shop Pay. Maybe you'll get that, that puncher's chance to catch that Hail Mary and it'll work for you, but more often than not, it's not going to work. So if you get sent to Shop Pay automatically, honestly, for that release, your chances probably aren't too good, because what you have to do is go back in and clear your browser history. You got to clear your cache, get whatever website is pulling that login, however Shop Pay's finding that, you got to get that out of your history. So you got to have to clear your browser history, clear your data, clear your cache, and start all over again. And if you're that far behind the 8 ball, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. So like I said, monitor, big key. Having an account history with a little bit of purchase history, big key. And then Apple Pay is pretty much the only chance. That applesauce is what gets you there. And I've had a lot of luck with Undefeated, a lot. I've done very, very well for myself on them. I hit Yeezy Desert Boots. I've hit multiple pairs of foam runners. I've hit slides. I've hit dunks. I've hit Jordans. I've hit a lot of stuff from Undefeated manually. I made a joke at one time, they might as well just give me the keys because I think I hit like 14 drops in a row from them. They don't cancel as much as they used to a couple of years ago, but with hyper drops and with Yeezys coming back into the fold in March, they'll start doing it again. And definitely with their collaborations, they go hard in the paint. They go hard to cancel everything for them. So pay attention. Like I said, watch this video a couple times over. And like I said, don't get discouraged because it took me 45 minutes to trim down the footage for this video of just doing their spamming. It's boring as hell. Just sitting there watching the monitor on one screen, trying to check out on my phone. But it works. It works. It's tried and true. I've had so many checkouts with them. I've taught this method to a lot of people. A lot of people have had success with it. So get to practicing. Make sure you're not logged in at ShopPay. That is the absolute kiss of death. When you see that purple screen, it ain't happening for you that day. So like I said, pay attention to their socials. Know when they're going to drop. Log in ahead of time. Get ready to go. So save yourself a couple seconds at checkout. Watch the monitors for the sizes. If you can't, good luck trying to catch a size just through manually refreshing. And after that, spam the refresh button and then spam the Apple Pay. That's your best course of action to get a pair on Undefeated. So let me know what you think. Hopefully this works out for you. If you can, go ahead, drop me a sub. Check out some of the other videos we got over here. And if you got any questions about this, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. It's at Uncle_Chrissy or on Instagram at Uncle.Chrissy. And please make sure you like this video and drop me a sub. Good luck, y'all. Peace. Thank y'all.